Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Now for the news in detail. Local representative for Nevis Renewable Energy International, McClevin Tross, stated that the drilling process is estimated to take 45 days. Tross spoke to the Department of Information earlier today, where we saw the arrival of the geothermal drill rig. We'll hear more in this report.
Here we have up to 15 containers on site. We're waiting for another 5. And so installation and assembly should be commencing in a day or two. And after such time, we will start the drilling process. That drilling process we estimate would take about 45 days. The name of the company that is undertaking the drilling is Dorsek Exploration Services, and they're out of Salt Lake City. They've been contracted by the company in charge of the geothermal project, which is Nevis Renewable Energy International.
The test well is projected to be 4,000 meters deep and will be used to collect as much data as possible. Truss also stated that a total of 4 locals would be a part of the first phase, which is the initial drilling process, and in the second phase, up to 80 local individuals would be employed. Operations Manager of Dorsek Exploration Services, David Riggs, who has been on island for just about 2 weeks, outlined the specifics of the rig.
Here behind me we have Atlas Copco T3W, which has 70,000 pounds of pullback. For this hole that we're going to do here in Nevis, we're going to go 4,000 feet deep and finish it at almost 4 inches around.
The work is expected to begin shortly. The Nevis Island Administration signed a power purchase agreement with NREI in 2015 for geothermal development on Nevis. I'm Fredicia Live reporting for the Nevis Newscast.
Thanks, Fredicia.
We're very pleased to donate school supplies and school books to the children of St. James Primary School today. These are donations from students, family, and friends from back in the States as well. And it was incredibly successful. We have over 60 books and over hundreds of school supplies that we're pleased to donate to the 5 classrooms here.
The Medical University of the Americas MUA Black Students Association donated school supplies to the St. James Primary School late last week. Student at the MUA, Gian Balasehang, outlined the reason for this gesture.
Every Saturday morning, the BSA actually members during the school year will tutor children here in reading and math. And while we're here, we see that the kids can use new books and new school supplies, and so we were happy to be able to provide those things for them, especially since we've gotten to know the children here very well as well. We're happy to present this here for Mr. Barrett and the Permanent Secretary of Education, and we are excited to see these books go to the children to which they are intended.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, accepted the donation.
On behalf of the Ministry of Education and the Department of Education, who is represented today by Mrs. Mills, and on behalf of the St. James Primary School, I want to tell the Black Students Association at MUA how grateful we are for this donation. We have books, we have school supplies, and we have a wider range of different types of books, and we are really focusing this year a lot on our reading. So this is going to be very, very, very useful for that program. And I'd like to say thank you to Bobby, you're the president.
Yes.
Wonderful. And I would really and truly like to express how grateful the ministry and the department and the St. James Primary School to you and your organization.
Barrett then handed over the donation to Education Officer responsible for the St. James Primary, Eileen Mills. Also in attendance was President of the Black Student Association, Bobby Behere. Stepping into the future, tapping the talents, contributions, and participation of older persons in society was a theme for the celebration of International Month of Older Persons. Here on Nevis, the Ministry of Social Development's Seniors Division hosted various activities including health fairs, tours, church service, the most talked about Miss Nevis Seniors Pageant, and the activity which brought down the curtains on the month, the Gala and Awards Dinner, which took place on Tuesday, October 31st at the Occasions Entertainment Centre. In delivering brief remarks, Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Amory, implored the older persons to be proud of where they've come from and where they are today.
That you must feel proud of where you've come from, you must feel proud of what you have done. And I'm not talking of having degrees, I'm not talking of having money, I'm not talking of having position. I'm talking simply of being persons who have been the pillars of our community, the pillars of your own families, the persons who gave guidance to the children, the persons who went out and worked for them so that they can have food and clothes and shelter. These are the kinds of contributions which sometimes are not noted. And I want you to feel proud that you, as parents, and even if you don't have children, that you in some way contributed to making Nevis what it is today.
He also encouraged them to guide the younger generation.
Even if they do not want to consult you, I think when you get a chance and you see a younger person doing something which you can correct them, yes, you have to be aware that they might be rude. But I am of the view, based on my own experience, that if you see younger persons going astray and you politely speak to them and seek to guide them to alter their ways, that they will respond positively. And tonight I want to enlist you in the mission which the government has, not just in Nevis but in St. Kitts as well, a mission to get our society, our community of St. Kitts and Nevis, get our young people to reorder themselves and to recognize that they ruin their lives when they want not to follow the laws and to do things which are polite and things which are good and decent.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Amory. Still to come, Medical Officer of Health Dr. Judy Nisbet urges persons to take the necessary precautions to avoid the spread of hand, foot and mouth disease. The details when we return.
My name is Greg Phillip. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Nevis Tourism Authority. Nevis Mango and Food Festival has been around for 4 years, and in our view, it is one of the most unique festivals anywhere, mainly because of what it does. You see, it celebrates the mango. We have over 40 different varieties of mangoes on Nevis, plus a very, very rich and good culinary scene, and we've put those two things together. So once you dine at this Nevis Mango and Food Festival, believe me, you're dining on food that has never been created before, because every single chef that cook at this festival have one excellent challenge. The challenge is everything you cook, every course of every meal must include mangoes from Nevis.
Welcome back. The following is a notice from the Premier's Ministry in the Nevis Island Administration regarding the observance of Remembrance Day 2017. The commemoration service in observance of Remembrance Day will be held on a Sunday, November 12, 2017 at the War Memorial in Charlestown at 8 a.m. All school children who will be attending the service are advised that school buses will commence pickup at 6:30 a.m. from the usual pickup points and will leave the War Memorial in Charlestown at 9 a.m. All are asked to be guided accordingly. The following is another notice from the Premier's Ministry in the Nevis Island Administration regarding an invitation to participate in the interdenominational service for Remembrance Day 2017. A cordial invitation is extended to the general public to participate in the interdenominational service for Remembrance Day on Sunday, November 12, 2017. Their service will take place at the War Memorial in Charlestown and will commence at 8 a.m. with a 2-minute period of silence signaled by the firing of a gun. All persons, whether attending the service or not, are asked to observe this moment by keeping the silence, which includes the halting of all vehicular traffic. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is a mild illness caused by a virus which commonly affects children under the age of 5. Approximately 2 weeks ago, Nevis recorded 3 cases of the disease compared to today, where over 20 cases have been reported. Medical Officer of Health on Nevis, Dr. Judy Nisbet, outlined the steps the Ministry of Health has taken to bring about awareness of this disease.
The Ministry of Health on Nevis has been making every effort to curtail the spread. Following the report of these first 3 cases, a meeting was immediately convened with the Principal Education Officer, Early Childhood Education Officer, principals and representatives of all the preschools, daycare centers, and nurseries to discuss the disease, the mode of spread, and prevention measures that must be taken at their facilities. Proper technique of thorough hand washing was also demonstrated and information pamphlets distributed. They have in turn shared the information with parents.
Dr. Nisbet also outlined the signs and symptoms of the disease.
It usually starts with a fever, decreased appetite, sore throat, and decreased energy level. 1 or 2 days later, a rash, blisters, and sores develop inside the mouth, and these may be painful. Sometimes the rash appears around the mouth. A skin rash with flat or raised red spots and sometimes small blisters may then appear on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. These rashes may also occur on the knees, the elbows, the buttocks, or genital area. Symptoms and signs often last about 7 to 10 days.
The Medical Officer of Health recommends that people take the necessary precaution to reduce the risk of infection, including allowing all affected persons to remain at home and isolated until the fever, mouth sores, and blisters have resolved. She went on to add the other preventative methods.
Use tissues to cover your nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing, and dispose of the tissue into a waste bin immediately. Wash your hands thoroughly with water, often throughout the day, particularly after using the toilet, after coughing, after sneezing, changing or handling diapers or potties for those who are doing potty training, and before preparing or eating food. Avoid sharing cups, utensils, towels, washcloths, bedding, and clothing with persons who are infected. Frequently disinfect any surfaces, including doorknobs, or objects, including toys, that could be contaminated. Do this using soap and water followed by diluted bleach solution.
Medical Officer of Health on Nevis, Dr. Judy Nisbet. And that brings us to the end of this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.
Known as Uwali, land of beautiful waters by its native inhabitants, and later nicknamed Queen of the Caribbean by British settlers, Nevis has long relied on its natural prowess and resources to create livelihoods for its people. The people of Nevis have long remained connected to the gifts nature has bestowed. As an ambassador of this majestic island, it is my duty to encourage my people to nurture, preserve, and protect what makes us unique as a people and strong as a country.